It's Speed Poker from downtown Las Vegas at themansionpoker.com. PokerDome Challenge. Welcome to the game, everybody. We're down to 3 players after starting with 6, and that man, Wally Graydon, is leader of the pack with over 200,000 in chips. He's representing Georgia. He's facing 2 players from the United Kingdom. Valerie Morris, a 55-year-old player. She is in second place currently with 48,000, and also from the United Kingdom, Gary Bosamworth, almost neck and neck with Morris. And both those players from the United Kingdom, Michael, feeling like at this point they're swimming up the current against that English Channel. John Kelly alongside Michael Koenig with Leanne Tweed along for the ride.
Now Graydon's back in stroke, raising it up with the 7 deuce.
And that's what got him here. Let's see if he continues that to take it all the way to the finish line, and the $25,000 up for grabs. And to go with that 25 grand, big fat check, a shot at $50,000, and from there, ultimately, in March, $1 million.
Call.
C1 calls.
And should Morris or Bosamworth get there, we will gladly convert it to pound sterling.
Yes, we aim to please. 3-way to the flop, 10 deuce 3.
First person to bet wins this hand.
C5 checks.
8,000.
C1 bets 8,000.
Graydon puts 8,000 in. Morris puts her cards in, as does Bosworth. So you predicted it, Michael. Wally's world continues as he rakes in another pot.
You know, for a strange, uncharacteristic moment, Wally Graydon sort of put it into neutral and was sort of coasting along. Check, 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 let's show his hands down. And I think it occurred to him, you know what? I got here by jacking it up, making these other people make decisions. Back to work.
Back to work it is, and back in the upswing for our Air Force veteran, Wally Graydon.
Anytime Morris or Bosamworth checks or merely calls, Graydon says, not going to be that cheap.
Raise.
Graydon starting to get some better cards again, too. Ace, King, now this time the Ace 6. And everybody just giving in to the Graydon pressure.
This is going to make interesting viewing afterwards.
We certainly hope so, Valerie. And I'm sure you hope it's going to be more interesting if you put a few more pots. And look at this.
Raise.
Raise next.
10,000
of good starting cards.
total.
C1 raises to 10,000.
Time for Mr. Bosamworth to grab that all-in chip and say, let's go!
22,000 more. Raise the pot.
Call.
Not all in. You're not all in, sir. You made it 22,000 total.
So Bosamworth wanted to go all in, but remember, JK, it's pot limit before the flop. The pot limit at this point allows him to bet 22,000. Graydon did say call, so we're going to go to the flop with Bosamworth as a 3-1 favorite over the big chip leader, Wally Graydon.
And a king could be very damaging for Graydon should it come up.
And unfortunately for Graydon, Morris had a 10 in her hand and a diamond. So a lot of his outs have been chewed up.
So they sort this one out to the flop, heads up.
And you see just a few chips remaining for Bosamworth. I expect them to go in on this flop, especially with the nut flush draw.
And there it goes. Now we can officially put that all-in chip out there.
And Wally Graydon is getting something like 12 or 15-1, 14-1, and he will be forgiven for calling here with
take a shot.
Only an 8% chance of winning.
Too cheap not to get in. The turn. A 7, no help to Graydon.
There are 2 10s remaining That's what Graydon will need. Otherwise, Bosworth, who makes the flush, is going to double up to 76,000.
Good handball.
And that is huge. Bosworth had been our third place player with only 3 left for most of this, and now he jumps up, creeping closer to 100,000 in chips. Currently at 76,000. That shrinks Graydon down to 190,000 in chips.
Fold.
Seat 3 falls.
We haven't seen him below 200,000 chips for quite a while, Michael.
I'll fold.
Seat 5 falls.
He'll easily add a few more back there.
JK, you know, players tell us before they come to the Dome the most exotic place they've ever visited, and many of them do say Las Vegas and the Poker Dome. That man right there, Gary Bosworth,
I'll call.
he's been to Monte Carlo.
Call.
The Monte Carlo, not the hotel in Vegas.
That's right. The one in Monaco.
Yes. Spectacular Monte Carlo. 3-way to the flop. 7, 5, king, Graydon and Morris.
Check.
Seat 1 checks.
Check.
Seat 2 checks.
Check.
Seat 5 checks.
Everybody checking it down. The turn comes 7.
That's actually a very bad card for Graydon because that's going to produce a lot of splits now.
He just bet a pot, so maybe he'll just take this one away.
Well, I don't see how Morris folds here. I know she only has a deuce kicker.
30,000.
She's all in.
Yes, so she's putting the pressure on Graydon.
Fold. But I was still in.
Smart move. And so it's to Wally Graydon. And he does make the call.
And guess who's going to win?
Everybody.
This hand will be split.
So the river, insignificant. They will chop this one in half.
Split pot.
Split pot.
Graydon and Morris will split Bosworth's money.